Okay, so this is day 15 learning guitar. I finally had a day to play. Um, yeah, it's like a Sunday. Uh, and I spent today. So I'm gonna keep playing today, but I felt like I already learned a lot in the last couple hours. So I just kind of want to like do like the little vlog now, and I think I'll start working on that song for my album. Um, yeah, I want to get the drums right for that. So I might not. I might play more guitar today. I might not. I don't know. But I feel like I learned a lot today. And so today, uh, I spent a lot of time, um, like just playing, like playing what I know. Like I didn't do the metronome scale stuff today. I'm just so sick of it, man. Like I know it's important and I have to do it, but it was like just making it. I just wasn't enjoying like it was just very monotonous. You know, it's a metronome. You're playing like, well, I messed that up, but see, but I messed that up again. Also, I've been trying to practice playing with the pick, but I'm better with my thumb. So just to show you, wait, that's still too fast. Let me turn up the guitar a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Like you can only do that so many times before you get really, really, really bored of it, man. And I was getting really, really bored of it. I'm gonna go back to metronome playing, but maybe do it to like the pentatonics or something, something else. But I'm still practicing the scales, and I spent like the good part of today. Like this is an exercise I just started giving myself, but I just started like doing a pattern somewhere, right? Like a pattern that I know. Like I know the pattern up here, right? Like, well, that's for the G, but like let's say I was doing the like normal C major scale, right? Yeah, well, we fucked it up, but regardless, say normal C major scale, and I'll just like try to play that somewhere else, right? So like I'll be like, well, yeah, like right here, right? So we have that, and then I'll try to be like, oh, okay, let's try to like freestyle around there and like escape like that initial pattern, right? So like, okay, I messed up there, but like that would be kind of the goal, and then I would try to like move up the neck while still staying in that same key, whatever. I don't know what. Well, I can kind of figure it out now, but like whatever note this is. So this is A. So this is A flat. So this is G sharp, right? Yeah, this is G sharp. So this is in the key of G sharp, right? G. Yeah, so like G sharp. I guess that would be G sharp major, right? Um, The key of G sharp. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I just had a thought. Like, if what I guess the thing that makes it major are the steps you do, like whether you do a whole step, whole step. It's like, what is it? I forget, always forget. But I can just read. That's another thing. I don't think it's important to memorize the whole step, half step thing. I think you just have to memorize where the sharps and flats are. Like, you just have to remember that um, E just goes straight to F, and B just goes straight to C, and then you can rederive everything because the major scale is just all the natural notes, and so you can like you don't have to remember that it's like whole. I don't even remember. I don't even know. Is it whole step, whole step? I think it's whole step, half step to derive to do the major scale. Like whole step, half step, then whole step, whole step, half step. I think, but I don't even know. I don't think it matters because you can just. I've been like playing around like just rederiving things. So I'll go here or here. Like I'll just rederive stuff on my iPad. I don't know if you can even see that. Can you? Yeah. Like so I'll just rederive stuff here, and I tried also to stop like looking up what notes are in a chord. Right. I've been like, okay, I know this chord. Let me just try to figure out the notes myself. Without like Googling it or something and use my tuner, right? So like I'll just use my tuner and my knowledge of where the notes are on the guitar, and that will tell me, oh, these are the notes in that chord, and so that's I've also been doing that, and it takes a little bit more time, but I think it's cementing like what chords are what now. Like I kind of remember like off the top of my head now that like C major is C E G, right? And I kept looking it up. I think instead of like every time I need to ask myself is it C E G, I'll just be like, let me just rederive it, right? So I'll write out like, the major scale, right? And then I'll just pull the root, the third, and then the fifth, right? And it's C E G, right? And just doing that, but like for any chord I want to know, like C minor, I've been doing that today a lot, and then doing it on the guitar, right? So that was one thing I was doing, like just playing a random pattern. So like, and I'll do that with both the pentatonics and with the full major scale. So like, I'll be like, maybe I'll just do like this pattern here. I don't even know what key it's in, but yeah, so I think all I did was shift like this normal one, like down one. So this would normally be an A, so I guess this would be A sharp. But regardless, um, I'll play that and then I'll try to escape. Like I'll in my head I'm like saying, oh, I want to escape and I want to go up the neck or down the neck in that same key, whatever the pattern is. And I think that's a good exercise of just like, let's just play. Yeah, so that's just like the G shape, and I'm just playing it right here, right? And then I want to be like, okay, I want to go up and I want to go down, right? What does that look like? What is that? And I think that has been really freeing, right? And it's just like lets me like come up with like new ideas for songs, um, and it's just cool. Like so, and also it's making me remember the shapes better. So like. Don't know what key that's in. I could figure it out probably, but I don't know off the top of my head what key that's in. I just like took the A shape and just started playing it here, and then the game would be try to go up, try to go down the neck, and escape that original shape, right? And so now I can kind of like I can pick any shape. So let's say I want to do the D shape, like. is it about? I think. I think that's right. And I'll just try to play different shapes like all throughout the neck and just random locations. Um, and then like I'll ask myself, okay, what key was that in, right? And then I'll kind of just start. I hope if I keep playing around and doing that enough, I'll just start to know. Oh, this is like if you play this pattern and this like I think one thing I remembered is like the one I know is that like if you play the G pattern in the open position, that will give you the key of G, right? And C, that will give you key of C, right? And then I'm just starting to remember like if I play this pattern here, it's gonna give me this key, right? So I don't know it all yet. I don't. But like let's say I were to play. Well, I know that's gonna give me the C pattern, right? So let's do a different one. Like if I do like this is just C, right? So I would think of like a different one. So let's do like I think this would be G, right? I think this is G. What note is this? So this would be. I've also been doing like a little quiz for myself here. So I know this is C, this is D, this is E, and this is F. Oh, so this is F, right? So playing the C pattern here puts me in the key of F major. All right, and then I'll just remember that, and then like I'll try to escape up and down, and then that's like been really fun. And then another thing I've been doing is like trying to play my bar chords, right? So I'm getting better at it. Let's like do a little test right here. Where's my pick? It's happening. It's happening in real time on camera. I just lost my pick. I literally just put it down, and oh, there it is underneath my iPad. Okay, so let's see. Let's do a little test of how good our bar chords are. All right, so we're pressing down. Okay, that's not the worst, right? Also, my fingers are starting to look like. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? 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 Can you see my finger? Look at my finger. Look at my finger. No, no, no. No. Yeah, you can't see it. But I have like a gnarly little callus on all my fingers now. And I love it. I kind of like that. I kind of like that you have to go through the pain. Like that's just kind of cool. Like you have to go through the pain to play, you know. And then eventually it doesn't hurt anymore. Like that's kind of just nice. I like that. It's like working out, right? It's like that, and it's just kind of cool. Like you don't get to just pick up the guitar and play. Like you have to. It like fights you for a little bit, and it hurts, and then it stops hurting, and that's really nice. I don't know. It just feels like a badge or something. Like, oh, I have my calluses, and then like if you stop playing, you're gonna lose them, and then you'll go back to the pain, and you don't want that, so you keep playing. Yeah, I like that. And so that was another thing, and then I know I've been saying this all week, but I finally got around to learning about suspended chords, right? So, this made me I think it was really good that I started thinking about suspended chord because it really made me think about where when you're doing the shape, right? Like I wasn't really I like kind of memorized the shape. So I know like that's C, that's E major, that's A, that's D major. We got our G here. Are there any other ones that I'm missing of the basic ones? I think I did all of them. And then the minor equivalents, right? But hey, did I miss one? I don't think so. It's C, right? It's A, it's D, E and it's G. Yeah, those are the 5, right? Um, and then you can just move up and down the neck to get the other ones, right? But what I was really starting to think about, right, what it was making me think about was, where is the third in the shape, right? Like, you learn the shape, and then you kind of like don't really think about where the third is. But the third is this note, right? It's like it's right here, I think. Let me double check that. But it should be the E, right? So it's like, yeah, so it's the E. And I know that, right? And so I was really thinking about the third, right? Because to get to the suspended C chord, right? You have to play something like this, and then you want to. It made me made me really think about like what are the notes that are like kind of extra, and what I can't play. So I know I can't play this E here, right? Because if we're trying to play the suspended chord, we want to play F. So you want to ignore the top. And it was like I was just thinking about stuff like that. Like, where is the third in this chord? So it's here. It's like at this finger, but it's also at the top string here and the open string here, and down here on the bottom string. And it also made me like kind of understand why like sometimes so then I went for that thought, and I was like, okay, let's like kind of learn where the third is in all of these notes. And since I learned the minor chords, I can kind of be like, oh, this thing that I moved to go from this shape to this shape, that's the third, right? So for E, I know that the third is right here on this. You can't really see it, but this index finger that I'm moving here. For A, I know it's this this first position here, like this third finger, like this one here, that third finger that you're playing on A. I learned it was that. For D, I know it's this finger here that you're playing on the last string, on the high E string. And so and then for G, right? Oh, was that the one I missed? Did I not play G? I know it's this string here, right? I know I think, yeah, it's G. It's B. Yeah, because it's G, A, B. Yep. So that's the third. So that's the third for G, right? And then I know if I want to get to G minor, I want to ignore it. But also, I think the tricky thing was to know that like sometimes the open strings are like also have your third, right? So you have to keep that in mind. And so then I was playing with that, and then I was that's how I started to just construct the suspended chord. So like this would be E suspended, and I think it's so cool to go like yeah. And also I know that like if I'm allowed to play this and this open, if I know that if I remember that E minor like and E major have the same open strings, I know that the third isn't on any of those open strings. So then I know that the suspended E, right, is this, and it sounds so cool to go from here like to the suspended and back to the suspended. It's like a question mark, and it's like I feel like I have like a new color to paint with. And that's kind of cool. I like having new colors to paint with. And yeah, that was something I learned. Oh my god, I'm kind of hunched over. Let me. Okay. Yeah. Mike, don't fall. Don't follow me, Mike. Let's just move it right here. Yeah. Oh god. Okay, we gotta rebalance it. We should have done this a little earlier. Okay, here. Okay, and then step back a little bit and turn up the gain. Okay, yeah. Okay, hopefully that's still okay. And yeah, so that was something I was thinking about a lot, a suspended chord. And then I got to thinking, oh wow, it makes a lot more sense why like something that I didn't really understand or I didn't think too much about was when they tell you to play the A chord, right? They sometimes tell you to ignore this E, right? And I'm just like, why? It's like it's in A, right? Because the A chord is what, A, E, right? It's E. It's E, A, and then what, like a C sharp, right? I'm looking at my tuner now. See, I have my little tuner that I can, and that's how I've been I'm not googling the chords anymore. I'm just gonna like play the shape I know, look at my tuner, and then that's kind of making the chords stick in my head more, and then just googling it or looking at like a tab or something, right? So then I was like, okay, well the E is in that A chord, right? And I was like, okay, but why can't you just play this? Sounds good to me, right? And thinking about the third more really made me appreciate like thinking about inversions, right? And how inversions can sound like very unstable compared to the normal version of the chord. So like this is A, but I think technically, I'm not sure about this. This would, if you play the E, that would be the first inversion of A in major, right? Because you're, oh no, not quite, right? Because I forget the inversion. What do you have to? You find A C C. If I go down, I think the first inversion would be if you added the third, right? Like if you added the third in the A major. But regardless, I was like, oh, that's why they tell you not to play it, because you want your lowest note to be your root note. That sounds the most stable. And so then I was starting to play with like thinking about, oh, I started like thinking about, oh wow, um I can play I all I need for like a chord are the root, the third, and the fifth, right? um for a triad. But you don't want, you want your root to be the lowest. And so like it made me like play around with like trying to construct different chords um using the root, the third, and the fifth, but maybe not putting the root as the lowest note, right? And so then I like this version of D a lot. And I don't know what that, I think I have to look up more on inversions on like whether like it becomes inverted when you put the root, the third before the root, or is the first inversion the third before the root, or is it the fifth before the root, right? Like you make the fifth the lowest note. I think it's the third below the root gives you the first inversion, and then the fifth below that third gives you the second inversion, because then that would make the most sense, right? But I don't know off the top of my head, but it made me like also appreciate like that, like, and this is kind of basic, but like that, like when you have a chord that's like sounds pretty high, it sounds really happy compared to like another major chord that's like, it's also major, but it sounds less happy because it's not as high. And so this would also be a major chord, but it doesn't sound as happy because it's lower. And then this minor chord down here, that's minor, right? But it doesn't sound as sad because it's so high. And so like I started thinking about like major or minor chords, like not as just like purely happy and sad, but like you can like kind of like say you can make it more happy, more sad by like where you play it on the neck, right? Like if you play it higher up on the neck, or you play higher versions of it, you can make it happier or sadder. And that was something else that I was thinking about. And these are all ideas that like I don't know, they're maybe basic, but like they're really, and I've like made other songs and stuff like that, but like um thinking like playing the guitar and like going through the motions of like learning how to play has caused me to think about these things more. and like really like understand them like at like a more fundamental level, and appreciate them and be like, oh, when someone says they're inverting a chord, they're making it like more unstable, and like playing that, like playing this, which is like an inversion of D major, really, like, I don't know, like it really made it stick in. And so I was doing that. I was also trying to like practice my strumming. Yeah, and I'm starting to also find little shortcuts. Like when I'm playing the G chord and I'm switching to it, I'm just dropping the last E down here. I'm not like trying to hit the pinky on there. Like I'm just dropping that because it doesn't sound too different to me. And also like it's like if I'm brainstorming like what chord sounds good, I feel like that can be a lot of mental energy. So I was just like playing different chords and also thinking about like what's this chord here? Like trying to like quiz myself, like what is this chord? Like this is E, but I'm borrowing it. So what is it here? And I was like just being like, okay, well that means we've stepped this open 1, 2, 3, right? So this was E, this would be F here, it'll be F sharp here, G here, right? So this should be a G, and that's a G major, right? And then this would be G minor. And so it also gave me like more appreciation for like why you would want to play the chords higher up the neck, because playing G minor here is so easy versus playing it like here. Like that would be the G minor here, right? And then I have to remember that like I can only play like the first 3 strings, I think. Like, can I play this one? Can you play this one? That is the question. Yeah, you can play this one. It's these first 4, but you can't play this. You can't play the B. So, but like remembering, oh, I can only play these first 4 strings, and then being careful not to accidentally play that like 5th string, the 5th high string. It's like kind of a lot harder than just being like, oh, well, we have that right here, right? And that's also G minor. And but like these both have their places, I think, because this is lower and then this is like kind of higher. It's ringing, but and then this would be the minor version, right? So, oh wait, this is the minor version, and then this is the major version. So that's G minor, but then this is also, that's also G minor. And those are both G minors. And yeah, I was like just practicing that and then getting comfortable with like, okay, what are these like the basic shapes that are here, right? So we know this one is G. What's this here? Is this C? It is C. So this is A normally, right? With the 3 fingers, but now it's C, right? And that makes it so much easier to play things like C minor or C suspended, because like, you know, I know this is A minor, right? Oh, drop my pick. Oh, grab that. Right, oh god, awful. Let's try that again. Okay, a little better. But that would be C minor, right? And you can play C minor right here, right? Like you can do this thing, and then you take the 3rd here, and then you go like that, right? And then you remember you have to drop your, you have to drop the 1st string here, and then you can only play like this is B, so I could do this. That's just hard to play. That's just hard to play. My hands are contorted here. But, yeah, like if I'm playing C minor in an open position, I'm playing D. I'm playing that. But that's a lot harder than just playing it here. And I don't know. I've had more. I'm starting to appreciate that more. I'm also starting to think of production tricks, right? Like, oh, well, maybe we play this higher tonality here in the chords, but in post production or like when I'm going in my DAW, maybe I pitch it all down, like, um, or something like that. Like maybe by what's okay, got a message from my friend, but um, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Um, yeah, like I could pitch it down in my DAW to like make it sound like darker or happier or something like that. And I was wondering how that affects like when I'm applying an EQ, right? Like if I add a low pass filter, right? Um, that's gonna make it sound sadder, right? Because you're letting the low frequencies in and you're getting rid of the high ones. But if you like, it's just making me think about how all this is connected and how like it's not just about playing the guitar, it's how I'm gonna record myself and then what production tricks I'm gonna use to communicate an emotion, right? Um, yeah, 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 yeah. So that's a little bit of me rambling. I think we should do a little bit of playing just to see where our playing is on day 15. Um, so let's just play. And we'll try one of those exercises I was talking about where I'll just play a random pattern somewhere and we'll try to go from there. Where do I want to play? I'm registered here. Here. And I want to do. Okay, so messed up a couple times, but that's kind of what like I've been playing with. So I don't know what key I was playing in there. But I do know that I started in that C shape at that random location. I don't know where it was, I forget. And then I kind of just walked it down, and like I knew that like what the A shape was at the next step, and then I knew what the G shape was when I was playing down here. And I can go back and I can figure it out, but it was like really makes it easier to like improv and play around, and um yeah, that is just fun. And then like I was doing this thing where like I was playing the major scale, but then I was switched to the pentatonic of that major scale, um and that was kind of cool too. And it was just really fun. And then also I realized that like these are all just rules, but like sometimes things just sound good, like even if you break out of the key, right? So like I know that like somewhere there I stepped out of the original key I was in, but it still sounded good. Um, so like I realized this like this one the this I don't know, like just like one finger, three finger, fourth finger, like just playing those all sound good, but like I don't know, to me at least, like I'm playing around now. But those all sound good, and I think as long as you're just maintaining a consistent pattern, that's what you hear. Um, versus sticking to like a key or something. A key is just I've realized is just like a pattern. And you can stay in it, right? But you can leave it too. And as long as you maintain like a consistent pattern, I suspect it will still sound good, right? So I wonder, like, 1, 3, 4, like these fingers, the first finger, the third finger, and fourth finger, first, third, fourth, and doing that all. Like, that sounds good to me. And I don't know why that sounds good. I don't think it should because it's not in the same key, but it does. And that's also something where like, oh, I'm missing something, right? Like there's some other theory here that I don't know. Like why does that sound good? Um I'm not breaking music theory. I'm sure there's like I'm sure you can. I think I'm sure you can break music theory, but I don't think I'm doing it yet, right? And I'm sure there's some rule that explains why that sounds good, right? And when it sounds good. And it seems like it sounds good when you're on the same string. Like, I don't know if you can just like, yeah, that doesn't sound great. Yeah, that sounds kind of bad, but like, yeah, but like as long as you play on the string and then go down and up the string, it sounds good. And I don't know why. Yeah, so that's something else I'm figuring out, like the little patterns. And I'm trying to figure out, like, my computer locked itself, so I can't even see what's being recorded right now. Let me do that. But yeah, that's all to say that, like, that's kind of what I've learned today, and I kind of want to, yeah, I kind of want to, I don't know. I think I'm gonna explore more with the suspended chords, and like practice. I think I need to learn some strumming patterns too. Like, I think I like doing downstrokes a lot. I haven't really liked doing upstrokes. Like, it doesn't sound good to me. Like up a chord. I don't know. It doesn't sound good to me. And maybe there's a way to do it to make it sound good. So I want to learn like strumming patterns and be like, oh, okay, this is when like the upstroke sounds nice, right? And maybe it's like, I feel like it brings a lot of tension to it when you come to the upstring, but like I like that. I like doing like more than just doing. Like, I don't know. I don't know when I'm gonna like doing the upstroke. And yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna learn more about suspended chords. Yeah, I've mainly been doing suspended 4 chords, right? I haven't really thought about doing like, this would be, I guess, C major. I guess this would be the suspended. That would be the suspended 2 chord, right? Because this is this. Yeah, so going completely down a whole step. That'll be suspended 2 versus. I like suspended 4 better, honestly, most times. But I need to play around with that too. And then play around with like making little chord progressions that go from like C suspended, right, to C major. And then like just playing with like, well, let me make that sound good. and just like playing around with the suspended chord, and instead of directly going from like major to minor, hitting the suspended before I go to that minor has been cool. And I'm just really just playing the cowboy chords, but I feel oh god, sorry for your ears there. Let me turn down the. I heard that, and I'm sorry for you. Um, but I've been playing around with that a lot, and I think what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say that like just playing with the suspended chords and using that as a transition from going from a major to a minor chord, what is very cool and interesting to me. Um, and I feel like it'll be cool to learn the dominance as another, as a next, as a different flavor of the suspended chords. And yeah, I think I also want to learn about power chords. I've heard people talk about those a lot, and I don't know what it is. I'm suspecting it's just the root and the fifth, and then you completely drop the third. That's what would make sense to me. But I don't know what it is, and so I mean that would make sense. Like if you had like a power chord, it'd just be the root and the fifth. Like the root and the fifth would sound good together, right? Like if I had this, uh, how would I drop? How would I drop the third here? All right, let's do it with like something like let's do it with like this one here, right? Yeah. So if I feel like that sounds good. But and that's me just dropping the third. But what if I drop the? How would I drop the? How would I drop the fifth if I wanted to? So this is definitely the fifth, and that's a third. So I think if I were to drop this, it could turn into down. Okay, so this would be E. So this is A and E. It doesn't sound as good as like I think with this is A and E. Yeah. No, it didn't sound as good as with dropping the fifth. Doesn't sound as good. I'm sorry, dropping the fifth doesn't sound as good as dropping the third. And I feel like I don't know for sure, but I feel like from at least the pattern I'm seeing is that the root and the fifth gives you stability, and the third kind of seems like it's like a flavor of like making it happy, sad, or ambiguous. So I feel like you would be able to drop the third because there in all the variations of the chords, I've never really seen someone drop the fifth, right? So I would imagine the power chord would be like the the first and the fifth, the root and the fifth. I don't know. It would be really cool if I'm right, and that means I'm really learning because like I can like derive. That would mean that I'm starting to be able to derive things for myself, without even knowing what the terminology is, but just understand the context of like I know when I see people play the power chord, it's like two notes. It looks like, um, and so to like being able to like take that and be like, oh, the context of like this with the theory knowledge I have lets me know this new concept, learn this new concept, right? It's like maybe you're reading a book and you don't know what a word means, right? But you know what the words around it means and how words generally work, right? In that context. So then you figure out the words, right? And so if I'm right about power chords, that would be really cool. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow because I'll look up what power chords are. Um, it'll be really cool if I'm right about that because it's like that's just I'd be happy because that's like means I'm starting to learn from context with just my music theory knowledge. Um, yeah, and so it's been like 51 minutes. Thanks for staying this long. This is me. Yeah, this is where I'm at in my guitar journey on day 15. Um, so let's see how much better we can get. All right, catch y'all later. Bye.